What's up, you guys? This is HJ here, and in today's episode, I'm going to be doing an everyday carry video for 2025. I know you guys wanted me, well, some of you wanted me to do this a while back. Sorry I didn't get to it in January and February. Really busy months for me, but this month, towards the end, we finally have it. And in today's episode, we're going to start off with the backpack. So for the backpack of choice, I have this Targus backpack. I'm going to confirm the pricing and the model for each of these devices on the screen and for the bag as well, so you guys can actually get an accurate price for and model number for each of the items I show here today. Now what's cool about this backpack is it has a laptop and tablet compartment in the back, and this thing does zip all the way down on both sides for TSA check-in. You have this compartment right here on which is like a little kind of shield kind of compartment. In here you can place your books and a switch or a charger if you have some small composition notebooks, or if you have a tablet like I do and you don't want to put in the back tablet compartment, you can easily put it in here. This one is a phone compartment, and this one I use for my controller. My Xbox controller often goes in here, and my dongles adapters, they go up here at the top, but you can put like glasses or a wallet in here if it's small enough. And the cool thing about this backpack is that it can be used for both men and women. I know that's a nifty feature that we have to point out on basically everything nowadays, is that whether or not the bag or whatever is meant for a man or a woman, this one can be used for both genders. So this backpack does not discriminate. That's a good thing. I mean that in the nicest and best way possible. And it's kind of weird because like it has this little cool mesh pocket in here, so like it's really good at like carrying like small portable chargers and things. I put my mouse in here, which is nice. Also has these other two compartments, and when I don't have my case on my tablet, which sometimes I don't bring my case because I have that control, which I'll get to in a second, so I'll put my S Pen in the pen compartment on the right and have some other pens too, just in case I ever need to write down a document or whatnot. So now that we have the bag out of the way, let's toss it off to the side. We're going to actually get into the actual devices. Now, this is cool because it's actually, I have the laptop from HP that I just reviewed, and all of these devices, except for the small peripherals, are devices that I have reviewed on the channel at some point in time. And this is pretty cool. So I want to start with the laptop now. I reviewed this one 3 weeks ago. So if you have not seen that video, I'll pop up the model and the pricing plus the video link on the screen as well via the card, so you guys can go and watch that video, because this laptop is awesome for students. And what's so cool about it is, while it doesn't have a whole lot of ports, it is massively thin. Like look at this bad boy, how thin it is. It's really cool. Sure, it's not going to be as thin as something like a MacBook Air. It's not going to have all the power and bells and whistles of like a high-end Lenovo Pro or whatnot. But for an i5 1334U processor, and I upgraded it to 24 gigs of RAM just for the purpose of some games and for editing, it's actually not bad. And it does have a 41 watt hour battery, which is low, but realistically, if you're not going to be doing a whole lot of power tasks, if you're watching a video or something, or if you're just doing classwork between and charging in between classes, you're not going to have a problem with it. Now, the only thing that I don't like about my particular model is that my particular model has a glossy display. Most of them come with a matte display. The model that I picked and configured has a glossy display. And the problem with that is it is going to catch a lot of reflections, but it does have a nice backlit keyboard. And if you get the 2024 model and you're not ordering it directly from HP, it is part of their standard function for the 2024 model with the Core and the Core Ultra. And yes, I did say that correctly. For the budget line, there is a Core Ultra version, but you have to order it directly from HP. I don't know why people haven't pointed that out yet, that you can order that. That is an option. Forgot what model it is, but there's a model on the website that has a Core Ultra processor at a budget laptop. Now that's wild, but it exists. I did look. And I'll leave a link to that one and this one in the description so you guys can find both of them. That one's going to be good for your high performance people out there, just so you know. And it's got a nice improved trackpad. So if you guys saw the laptop review that I did years ago, you may have seen that I have the 2021 version of this that I bought from a friend. That one had the 11th gen processor, and that trackpad was so narrow. This one is it's so much better. And you even have a fingerprint scanner on the side. And to go over the ports really quickly, it's really cool because it's got one USB-A on this side, HDMI, USB-C, and no, the USB-C is not full function, so no power delivery, no display port, sadly. 2024 does get it, so yay for you 2024 people out there. Charging port and USB-A. Oh, headphone jack. I forgot. It's right there. No SD card reader on this one. The previous one I had an SD card reader. It's because when they did the model change for 2023 and 2024, they actually took the SD card out to make it a couple millimeters thinner. So I would have liked to see a micro SD card slot because, well, hey, I have most of my SD cards are micro SD and they have adapters for full size to them. And while I use my phone for my camera when I edit my videos and transfer stuff over via hard drives or SD cards, I have a micro SD to SD adapter, not a full-size SD card. So for me, it doesn't matter personally, but there are some people out there who are very, very high-ranking creators who will look down on that because they have full-size, and that's understandable. I love that. Like, if you're going to use full-size, and you need full size, get what you need, not what others prefer for you to have. And that's just how I look at it. This is my tablet. Now this is the S9 FE. Like I said, I've reviewed this before. You may be asking me, where's the A9 Plus that I reviewed? Funny story, that actually, the charging port broke after a couple months of using it. I don't know if it was a quality control issue or whatnot, but instead of replacing it or getting a warranty on it for that particular model, I just bought a whole new one. That's why this review came out. I did do a review on this thing. Yeah, I did. Okay, but it's really cool. This one's also high refresh rate, but not super high, 90 hertz. I'm gonna say if you want the highest refresh rate, go for the actual flagship tablets, the S9 and the S10 Plus and S10 Ultra. Those are gonna give you 120 hertz, and it's gonna be like this one is gonna be adaptive too, but those are gonna be higher adaptive than this one's adaptive refresh rate. Now it does have Samsung DeX mode on it, so if you're looking to use your tablet as a computer, you can do that via DeX mode. I have the classic mode switched on. I actually have a case over here on my shelf really quickly. Actually, let me grab that really quickly, but it got it from a secondhand store. It's actually a Logitech case. This one, I don't think they sell that anymore, so I can't provide a link for this one. This one was just, I bought it because it was in one of our local Christian secondhand stores, thrift stores. They had this one and it worked perfectly. I just had to buy batteries for it. This keyboard case, sometimes I'll use it with this for Samsung DeX if I need to work at like a Starbucks or something. So if I'm working on something at Starbucks, I might bring that as an alternative to this case. Most of the time it's this case though, because this one has an S Pen holder. And this also does come with the S Pen, so if you're looking to draw or take notes for class, this is perfect. I have my calendar organized up here for school. You guys can see all my school assignment stuff, decompress, that sort of thing. My screen on time, OneDrive, all this stuff is synced, and this thing has some really good speakers. Now for copyright issues, I'm not gonna do any kind of tests from the tablet. I don't have the right music for non-copyright on the tablet pre-installed, ready to go, so I can do that. But if you guys are interested in hearing how the speakers sound, then my best suggestion, I'll leave a link to another YouTuber's video, and he actually does I think he does test the sound at one point. I'll leave a link to that. And this is my Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna move as fast as I can. because I'm kind of going a little bit too slow here. So this is, well, it's what it is. It's a Switch. But this is the V2 version, not the OLED, and it does have cracks. This one was pre-owned as well. I got it off of got this one off a friend. My friend was really, really nice. She actually gave this to me. And she has two. So, well, she had two until she gave me this one, but she had two. And this one was working, but it was cracked on the screen. It just surface cracks, but they had replaced their old one. So they decided. So since they were gonna get rid of it anyways, they were like, "Hey, you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." And that's how I ended up with this. I had a Switch Lite, so my games and account were already here. This was just an added bonus because now I can detach the Joy-Cons and I can use the dock if I need to, or somebody else's dock if they need to use they need to use their Switch on portably and I need to use their dock. We can share the dock together, so that's always beneficial as well. I also have quite a few friends who own this Nintendo Switch, so it allows me to play with them when I'm in a common setting and common place with them. Now, funny thing is, I don't have the original Joy-Cons anymore. The rails for those are messed up. So what I did is I got the Split Pad Pro because it has a special locking mechanism that it uses, so it doesn't slide off automatically. You have to press buttons to unlock it, and that holds it in place and makes it continually usable. So because of that, I can use both controllers without worrying about them detaching constantly. And also the kickstand on the V2 and the V1 is very flimsy. And of course, the OLED model is so much better for the kickstand. So the kickstand up here is missing, and that's a problem. I need to get that fixed. So now that we've talked about the major devices, take a deep breath. We're almost done, I promise. Look, this is really nice. What I got here. So I actually won these headphones in a raffle, and come to find out, these headphones are $300 freaking dollars. I won these at a school raffle, and they're $300 freaking dollars. They're JBL Quantum 910X, so they're the Xbox version. They can be used for PC as well, and it has Bluetooth, so it can be used with your phone. And unlike other multi-point headphones, these you can play the music from your phone and have the dongle connected to your computer and play both from both sources at the exact same time. And I love that because if I'm on my gaming laptop and for whatever reason I need to be able to play my music and listen to a lecture at the same time, I can do that without having to pause my phone or pause my laptop to take a break when I can just do them both at the same time. It's so cool. And these also have RGB. Let me show you the RGB because this is phenomenal. I love how they did it, and you can customize this on the PC software. What kind of RGB shows up? Right now, I have it on the standard green, the Sound is Survival green for Xbox, but it does also have other colors as well. Just note that this takes up more battery. If you have the RGB on, it'll last you 12 to 20 hours. If you have the active noise canceling on, it'll last you 24. If you have none of it on, it should last you up to 30, maybe a little bit more on like average use. So just know the RGB takes up the most battery, and if you have active noise canceling on at the same time, it drops it, that cuts that number that's already been cut down in half, maybe like 6 or 7 hours, which is not bad. I mean, realistically, who's going to be listening to music for 6 or 7 hours straight? Well, there are some, not criticizing you, but most people don't do that. They charge their headphones in between times. So I mean, for what it is, it's great. And these are actually better than my Xbox wireless headsets. And I didn't even include those in this review because I was like, well, I mean, they're messing up anyways, and I don't have the time and patience to be fiddling with all that. So these are my mice. Mouses or mice. Both are correct, by the way. If you're from the South, you say mice, but if you're anywhere else, you can say mouses. I know, it's a common grammar thing. So over here, grab these. I have the Logitech 550L, and this is actually a third-party brand. This is Infink, and I think that's how I pronounce it. This one's a gaming mouse, this one's a productivity mouse. One thing I will say is that both mice get really good battery times, but this one is better. This one can get upwards of several months of battery. I'm not even joking. Like I've had this battery in here for a while now, and it's been several days. It's still at 100%. It hasn't dropped. I've had this in here for almost a week. It has not dropped a single percentage. It is still 100%. And if you turn it off like you're supposed to and you disconnect it when you're not using it, this thing can last you upwards of 4 to 8 months. I'm not joking. Like that's wild. And that is some pretty freaking great value. That's some awesome value right there. And then this one lasts you a while. This one could last me a week if I turn it off, maybe a little bit longer than that, but realistically it's a gaming mouse. And I mean, if you're going to be doing a lot of gaming sessions, your mouse is going to die a lot faster anyways, because you're going to have it connected the whole time when you're doing your gaming sessions. And that one's not as long as the productivity mouse, but I prefer the productivity mouse when I game. You may be wondering, why am I using the stupid productivity mouse when I can use the black mouse for my gaming? Because even with the ergonomics, I find that the small form factor of that mouse makes it a little bit more easier to move around in like regular titles. And even when I'm not using a mouse, I'm always using a controller 90% of the time. In addition to a keyboard and mouse, I kind of use them both at the same time for certain games. So I really don't feel like the big size of that black mouse right there, that other mouse, I don't think the size of it really allows you to really freely move as quickly and be as responsive as you need to, because it's not super light. Like, it'll be something different if it were like a Logitech mouse or something that are like a couple grams, because those are going to be really light and you're going to be able to move your hand from side to side like you're waving your hands in the air, like you just don't care. It's honestly impressive. But that mouse right there is a little bit more heavier on the weight, and I find that it can slow me down in certain titles. That's just me. It's not everybody. I think that's just a me thing, because I'm not used to keyboard and mouse. I don't play keyboard and mouse, so for me it feels different, and I think it might just be me adjusting. But let's move on to the controller, the dongle, and the hard drive. So I'm actually going to start with the controllers. So over here, I just got this one from Amazon. This one is I think it's an Arfin, I think that's what it's called. It's a third party, so it's not our name brand. This one right here, it extends like this for a phone, and if you unlock it from the back, it extends out all the way, and then you lock it, and you can use this for an 11-inch tablet. Hence why sometimes I don't bring the case for this, because sometimes I have this as a controller for my tablet. Now, the cool thing about having this is that this one works with most phone cases too. So for this one, if I want to use it with my Samsung phone, which is I'm using to record this video right now, it actually will go on top of it without obstructing or requiring me to remove the case. And this is the white Xbox wireless controller. Remember, I used to have that red one that I've shown in previous videos? My red one actually started messing up, so I got a white one because I had it for like 3 years almost. It was time to replace it anyways, so I went ahead and replaced it with this guy. Same thing, and the Elite controller was completely damaged. I dropped it, and the right joystick, the board that's underneath it, it completely demolished it. So we ended up selling that. And then last thing are those dongles over there. Those are self-explanatory. That one's the one over there with the tiny round piece. That is a headphone to USB-C. This dongle is a USB-A hub, and that's for basically just that laptop because it has less ports than my gaming one. And this one is a USB-C to USB-A adapter for that, because if I ever need to connect my hard drive to my tablet to edit videos, I can do that. And the very, very last thing on the list, the storage. And this is a Western Digital. It is a My Passport. And this one is 2 terabytes of unconstrained physical external data. And I love it because there's a software for it that allows you to import your Google documents and your OneDrive documents from your account to the drive and back them all up, and you can even use security passwords on the drive. So if you're concerned about people accessing your data on your hard drive, this is really useful. This one's not for gaming, it's mainly for business, but I use it for games. But it's really a business drive because you can put a password on it and all your encrypted files will be double protected because they will have a password on the drive itself, not just the files. And that is it. That is everything. I covered everything in an astounding 22 minutes. I am proud of myself, and I hope you are too. And I hope you guys are proud of yourselves too, because you guys made it to the end of the video. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, that means you can hear me stop rambling. Just kidding for the next 30 seconds. But until the next time, you guys, I'm HJ. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in another one. And stay tuned because my next podcast episode drops next Wednesday. So that will be on here on YouTube as well, and available streaming for free wherever you get your podcasts. Let's rock on and let's game on.